Today I'm having a look at the physio space, just diving into a few competitors, having a look at the cost of entry to market, what kind of site we need to build to rank, get leads, be it Google ads, Facebook ads. Look, just like an accountant, a dentist, or a financial advisor, showing up on Google Maps will work. Showing up on Google organic results will work, which are your standard listings. And then running Google ads will definitely work. Facebook ads is on the line. I would probably burn the budget more with Google ads before considering Facebook ads. Facebook ads might be more just brand exposure, brand awareness. You run it every so often because people that go see a physio a lot of the time have a problem that they need to fix. ACL or whatever it is, sports injury, right? Which is a reactive term, meaning when people have the problem, they Google the term. If you're appearing on someone's device while they're taking a poop and they don't need it, they're not going to inquire, right? So that's the way we run our campaigns. Not to say that Facebook ads won't work in the space. So the first thing I do is I open up SEMrush. Look, the first thing I do is I go to Google and I type in Physio Melbourne or Physio Sydney. I'm not using any special tools to do this, and I simply have a look at the kind of ads that are being run. So 1, 2, 3, 4 ads currently running. I have a look at their landing pages. So are these guys running ads to, these guys are running ads to service pages, meaning these ads, no offense, I don't want to call them crap, I haven't clicked on them, but I personally prefer to run an ad to a page that is hidden away from the Google index. That way the data is much cleaner, but not to mention an SEO page is different to a page that's designed to convert traffic and close the lead to a booking. So the first thing I generally do is I look at the top ranking websites. Now we're looking at Melbourne. Melbourne isn't exactly the most competitive out of all the cities in Australia. It's definitely the first or second, depending on the key term. But I generally like to look up London. I like to look up Canadian websites. There's more density, more competition there, which means they have potentially more superior permalink structures, which is the setup of the sites. But in this case, for this instance, I'm going to start with SEMrush, and I just typed in the word physio, which is quite a broad key term. But this is where I just do some keyword research, and I literally just... Some people play Call of Duty, World of Warcraft, or whatnot. They watch TV shows and walk here. I was going to say sit here, but I walk here and I just niche dive and I pick out key terms, and oh, that's a good key term. Sports physio gets 2,900 searches per month. I'll go look at the trend of that keyword. I'll go look at the keyword difficulty of that keyword. So for example, this keyword difficulty is a calculation of the type of backlinks, the type of content, the type of pages that we need. So what we can see here is just the term physio gets searched 22,000 times and then some each month nationally. Okay, and so variations of that term get searched 83,000 unique ways. So physiotherapist, physiotherapy, just an extra 2 ways. So total search volume here is 1.2 million searches a month. That's a big enough number for me to be like, okay, there's definitely going to be suburb search results, and we'll check this in a second. I'll show you how I check it. So the first thing we do, we open up this list and I export it to Excel, and I cherry pick the keywords that matter to me. So physio near me, physio, sports physio, just basically selecting the keywords that will matter to us, right? Because there's obviously, 83,000 unique ways of searching for a physio. We need to be precise in what we want, especially when we're running a Google ad. Most Google ads that I inspect these days, the business owner or whoever's running the ad just goes trigger happy and throws in way too many, a lot of the time, broad match key terms. So essentially getting really hungry and say, oh, I just want all of these key terms. You're going to get very little if you want all of it. So in this case, there's so much traffic for the term sports physio or physio near me. It's like just run the ad for that one key term and see how it performs. Like sports physio 2,900. Now that's obviously national. Now SEMrush gives us cost per click data as well. Don't rely on this data. This is USD as well. I'd times that by 4. I am going to guess that the term sports physio should cost from $15 to $20 a click. I'm just reading out worst case scenarios. I'll make a list of these key terms and I will load up what's called a rank tracker. The rank tracker that I use is called SERP Robot. Look, I use 4 different rank trackers. This is just the cheapest, and because I've got so many sites, I'm tracking something like lots of thousands, hundreds of thousands of key terms. This is the one that I found to be the cheapest. I think I should really create an affiliate link of some sort and recommend this product, but I've been using this for about 10 years. And basically you're going to select your 10 or 15 or 20 keywords, you're going to load it up into something like this, and every week, every month, it's going to tell you, hey, your website has moved up for this particular key term or moved down, okay? So for this particular client, I've set up the rank tracker for Google Maps. It's going to tell us where we rank on Google Maps. So something that will look like this, but it's just going to give us a list. This is a different rank tracker that I set up, and it's basically telling us where we rank locally and who we're up against locally. So that's the first thing I do. Then without dragging on for too long, I literally type in Physio Melbourne and I'll grab the first URL and I throw it into Ahrefs. Now, whether you do it in SEMrush or Ahrefs, it's completely up to you. I just personally find that Ahrefs has a better database of links, backlinks, and understanding competitor backlinks is really important, because backlinks are essentially like the engine under the hood that a lot of the time you can't see visually until you're using expensive tools like this one. Now, I have a feeling that I'm actually looking for the wrong URL. So when I copied, this might be the wrong URL. So I'm going to actually visit the website. Now I'm going to scroll through the website. I've scrolled through enough websites and built enough websites to just get a feel of what kind of effort is going into this site. The first thing I do is I just check a few on-page SEOs. Do they have a H1 title? In this case, about Physio Melbourne Clinic. Yeah, they do. Whoever's running this campaign has got the main keyword in the H1. So I'm just going to zoom in. I'm not sure how much you guys can see there. About Physio Melbourne Clinic. So the H1 is there. Welcome to Physio Melbourne. The H2 has the main keyword as well. H2, again, book your first physio consultation today. So the main keyword is there 3 times. This has someone that knows what they're doing running the site. So kudos to them. Now, physiotherapy in Melbourne, main keyword is there. So this is, I wouldn't say it's borderline over-optimized, but we're just telling Google what we want to rank for. NDIS. And so this now tells me that I have a feeling some of the links might be hidden, and I'll explain why. So if I grab this URL, I just want to make sure I have the full bang. So I knew it. I had the wrong URL selected because it's showing us only 12 referring domains, meaning apparently only 12 unique websites are mentioning this business, which is very low for this amount of traffic. So it's sitting on 1.1 thousand organic visitors a month. Now the reason I had the wrong URL is I right-clicked on what was on Google and I went copy link address. Hopefully when I visited the website and I throw in this URL, it's actually going to show us hopefully something with a bit more juice. Or I'm wrong, it redirected, everything is fine. That's really strange. The target page returned 406, not acceptable status code. I still think that something is missing here. This is not a lot of links. The total 53 links. When I see this, it reminds me of me, which is what I do, which is hide my links. A lot of my backlinks, hundreds of backlinks that I build, are actually hidden. So when someone's spying on us, they actually don't know what's under the hood. So they don't know how to deconstruct my campaigns. A lot of SEOs do this. This might be one of those scenarios. Or it might be an outlier. Maybe this is just an incredibly good domain, exact match domain, Physio Melbourne, pretty good domain. So you have domains that just the exact match domain pushes it. Now, obviously this is only a sample size of one. I'm just giving my feedback. First thing I look at is I look at their distribution of key terms, and it's local. So their local key terms, locally ranked key terms are bringing them the most leads or traffic. I have a look at the key terms they rank for, the exact terms, which is Physio Melbourne. Well done. These guys rank for the most desirable key term. Even just the one word physio, that's awesome. Now, if we compare the data to previous year or the last 2 years, we can see movements in their key terms. So we can see that they're only moving up. This doesn't happen on its own. Then I look at the top pages and I download this sheet. Now, 39 pages. These aren't all the pages. These are just the pages that are showing up on Google and get traffic. If I want to inspect all of the pages, I simply go site semicolon and I just hit enter, right? And what we're seeing is all of their pages indexed to Google, so they've got at least 50, right? Ahrefs told me they've got 39. I've just found 50. Page 5 of Google, there might not be 10 there, but somewhere between 40 and 50. But then what I usually do is I open up Screaming Frog and I throw the domain through Screaming Frog as well. Just got to get the actual URL, throw it into Screaming Frog, and this will basically send a little spider to the site and it will crawl the site. Let's see if they've blocked the spider. They haven't. I block spiders from this tool a lot of the time. So let's have a look. We're on page 31 already, doing a quick crawl. 34, 35. So essentially we're checking out how they've built the site, what kind of pages they've built the site. I can see suburb pages, Physio St Kilda, Windsor, Balaclava. Does that mean they have multiple locations? No, they're just targeting on Bayside suburbs. Let's have a look at where they actually are. So to see if it's consistent, they are in St Kilda. So it makes sense that they have built geo pages surrounding St Kilda. Good on them. This is really areas we service in Kilda, Melbourne. This is good stuff. So I'll download these pages and I'll go to the next competitor. Who's the next competitor? Melbourne CBD Physio. So none of this stuff is hidden. It's completely public because our website is, here it is. It's just the same as me going through pages, page by page, taking note. I'm just using tools. Some of them are free, some of them are paid. So Screaming Frog is a free tool up to 500 URLs. Ahrefs is quite expensive. So we'll go to the next website, and I will throw that into the site explorer. Have a look at their main pages. Download their main pages, have a look at their main keywords, download their main keywords. So this is where in the industry people like you spy on your competitors or we steal their keywords. We're not really. We are a physio. We share the same key term. It doesn't belong to anybody. It's like when people say steal the keywords from your competitors. What do you mean? I was a doctor first, or we're all doctors. Are we stealing each other's doctor key terms? But that's what gets you viral on TikTok. So these guys do quite well. Melbourne CBD Physio. Physio, they do quite well. They're in position 3. They've moved up crazy amounts. If we have a look at their general overview, this is starting to look a little bit more healthy. Referring domain. So these guys are in position 2 for that term. But overall, they're receiving 2,400 visitors a month. So overall, their traffic is higher. The term that I Googled before, that was simply second, which could be an outlier, could be a lot of reasons, could be a fluctuation. The site at the top isn't necessarily the best site overall. It just might be the best site that Google's considering right now for that one key term. So what we're looking at here is a site that's a far higher domain rating. Now, these domain ratings, they're all made up. This is not Google's metric. This is simply an internal calculation from Ahrefs. It's a cool little indicator, and what this indicator looks at, the strength of your target's backlink profile compared to other competitors in our database within the top 10 pages. It's a cool indicator. Like if you're an Ahrefs fanboy, you use DR and you are. I simply look at organic traffic. To me, organic traffic is the most important metric. Backlinks come in all shapes and sizes. We're looking at 113 unique websites mentioning these guys 241 times, whereas the other site had far less, potentially hidden, or this tool's not picking that up. So they're heading in the right direction. All-time traffic looks like they started to get some visitors back in 2016 and really kicked off. Maybe they rebuilt the website in 2019. So I will actually take this one step further, and for the sake of this exercise, I'll go to Wayback Machine, and I just like to just spy. No, I just want to see what their website looked like. When was it? So it looks like they went up, started to move up March 2019. So if I go to 2018, I'm going to guess they rebuilt the site somewhere here. So here we're probably going to, most definitely going to see an older site. I'm just trying to understand what it was that made them jump up. Now, chances are that's a delayed effect. So whatever they did may have happened earlier on, 6-7 months to get any kind of movements. This is what they looked like before. That makes sense. Melbourne, CBD Physio Excellence Renewal Practitioners, contact us. This looks like a Wix website, I'm assuming. What font was that? I think that is a default Wix font. And now, what are they running? I can smell WordPress. Yes, it is. So, that's the other dude. That's first position. Look, this is going to be WordPress as well. Yep, WordPress. They also run WooCommerce, so they must be selling something. Our clinic, services. Oops. Look, the first thing I should have done is actually just skimmed over the site and had a look at their titles. I'm sure they're going to be good. Whoa, missing H1. Huge. Just goes to show. These guys getting far more traffic, missing a H1 altogether. No comment. Physiotherapy, sports medicine, myotherapy, combining blah, blah, blah. Not as good on page for that particular key term, but also missing a H1, which is pretty major. Then I will go to the third position and fourth, etc. And I will download their pages, download their keywords. So now I have 5 pages at the top of Google. I can see the pages that they have built. I can see the keywords that they're targeting. I now understand what kind of a website we need to build. I will then jump to Canadian sites, American sites. Now, obviously, everything stems from what the client actually does. But after a while, after you've built so many dental sites and physio sites, it's the same service offering, more or less. It's like electricians. Some of them want to specialize in air conditioners and split systems. Some of them don't want to touch them at all, and they want to specialize in commercial heating and cooling or something like that. So everything obviously starts from the client listing their services. But as far as from an SEO perspective, it's like for the last 20 years, these pages have already been ironed out. So if 10 of these websites are all running a URL structure where it's /sports physio or /injuries and ACL, it's like, guess what? That's probably the URL structure that we should roll with as well. We want to be the average of the top 10. Now, 19-minute video, it only goes deeper from here. We literally look at pages and their meta descriptions and their titles, and I export all this stuff. And this stuff, with the help, ChatGPT is great, but man, it spits out real dumb responses. So just take what ChatGPT. So what I've been doing, I've been throwing it into ChatGPT and saying, hey, these are the top 5 competitors. Give me the average of their URLs, and a lot of the time it actually makes some really bad mistakes. So I'm working on engineering the prompts correctly, and we're getting there. But look, at this stage, and I think in any industry, whether it's medicine or someone that knows what they're doing and they've been looking at this stuff for so many years, yeah, they can just smell it. Yep, that URL structure should be this, and this should be this. Kind of these sports physio guys, they're like, I can see you're limping a certain way. You need to clap your hands and say your surname 14 times, and then you have a chance of that going away with this. So, hope that helps. This is very easy. There are tools that you can, like most of these tools can be free. So for example, Google Trends is free. Google Keyword Planner is free. It's a whole bunch of tools that allow you to spy on competitors, spy on key terms. The way you can spy on a competitor is literally just site semicolon and then just their URL. And there's all their pages in Google. So these guys already have 140, 180, 220 pages indexed, 226. So 260 pages that are indexed in Google. Let's have a look. They've got competing at hot conditions at Tokyo Olympics. I'm literally clicking on their last index. Okay, it's a PDF. Some sort of, wow, okay, very cool. Some sort of a study. Publishing studies, these are PDFs. Very cool. This is the kind of stuff that Google pays attention to. Crawls it. Trust studies. Look how many there are. And I'm literally just skimming over their site. I'm browsing through Google. Mechanism of interior. I don't even know. Ligament. Let's click on this. What we've got here is really serious trust links. Meaning, look at all of the studies that they're showcasing. I don't know if it's their studies, but this could be. These are the kind of reasons why this website might not need a H1. H1 is a big problem, a big title not to have. But it's like there's always areas in SEO where you can have the best backlinks and then you don't need the best on page. Or you can have the best on page and no backlinks and you'll still be ranked somewhere. So it's about a matter of doing. I would do all of the things well, obviously, but some things you can only do as best as you can. For example, some clients don't want to list their faces on the site. They don't want to cite themselves, cite their names. So that means it's hard to prove trustworthiness with that site. They're hiding behind the site. Some people are like that. They just don't want to be found online, etc. And vice versa. Some people don't want to buy backlinks. You're paying us to do your SEO, you're paying for backlinks anyway. Whether I'm buying them or I'm building them, it's still paying for them. So it's a matter of just doing all the things that we know Google likes. So we're 23 minutes. I'm going to end it there. Hope that makes sense. Very basic SEO analysis on the physio space. Hope that helps.